Hey guys, how's it going? Silix here. So recently people have been asking me how I create my ambient soundscapes or how I create morphing and evolving textures. Truth be told, it's actually quite a simple process, so I thought I would just go ahead and make a quick little tutorial. So what I've got here are just a few tracks that I set up earlier. Really didn't take me a whole lot of time, maybe 5 or 10 minutes. So let's just go ahead and press play and see what it sounds like. Okay, moving on to the right here. What I'm going to do now is break down each of these sounds one by one and then just explain a little bit about what went into each of them. Just a quick note, for the purposes of this tutorial, I'm just using presets, nothing fancy here. Obviously, if you're gonna, do something like this for real, you want to spend a lot more time on each sound and tweak it to get it just how you want. So, the first section that we have here is this green section. These are all pads. The first one here, actually, they all have a high-pass filter on them at about 120 Hertz. This first one is just from Logic's ES2, just a preset. So let's go ahead, press play, and see what it sounds like. Okay, this next one is just a preset from FM8. All right, the third pad here. This is a preset from Zebra 2. And this guy is panned a bit to the left, and we got some hall reverb going on this one here. All right, the last pad here is a preset from Razer. And we pan this one a little bit to the right, and on this one there's a bit of chamber reverb. All right, next part here is the purple section. This is the low frequency information. This first one here is just a preset from Zebra 2. It's just one low note as opposed to the pads, which are just big chords being played. These guys are played in the key of C. The EQ for this one, I cut off some of these sub-frequencies, and I cut off a lot of the higher frequencies because a lot of the pads were taking up that information. And next, this is just a fundamental sine wave, just for the sub. Which of course you might only be able to hear if you have a good pair of speakers. All right, so the next section here is the dark blue section. This is for the white noise. So for the first one here, the source audio is just some vinyl static. Now, what I did here is I went into flex mode. I chose polyphonic, and I stretched it out quite a bit, as you can see on this guy right down here. And then what I did next is I put a little bit of just a high pass on here, quite a bit of gain because overall it was pretty quiet. And I completely washed it out with a lot of reverb, 100% wet, large room size, and large reflectivity. And next, I also, there's another source audio, which is just some ocean waves. I'll play the source for you here. And then of course the same thing with the vinyl static. I completely washed it out with some reverb. One quick thing to note about these guys here is that you can of course use white noise from any one of your synths that you have, but overall I find those to be kind of bland or static sounding, unless you were to go ahead and do some LFO automation or automate some other parameters, so it's just not static white noise. The reason why I use found sounds is because it's just a lot more fun to work with, and you get a lot of interesting moving swishy kind of sounds. So now the last section here is the red section. This is just another pad, just like the other guys. This is another preset in Razor. Only instead of playing large chords, what I did is I just kind of played a solo over top of what I was hearing, and that's about it. So yeah, and I guess the final cherry on top is volume automation. That's it. Mainly for the pads here. One thing I wanted to do was to have, when one of the pads were fading out, I would try to fade the next one in. And really, guys, there's maybe only 1.5 to 3 pads playing at any given time. So there's still enough there for it to sound rich and full without having it be like a huge muddy mess. Last thing to note is that none of this is really ever set in stone. A lot of what I do is just through experimentation, such as the stretched vinyl static or the ocean waves being used for white noise, which I feel adds a lot of movement and depth to the overall sound. So as long as you guys continue to experiment, then you're never going to stop learning. So that about wraps up this video, guys. I really hope that this helps some of you guys out. You can also help me out by liking or thumbsing up the video. And as always, you can still leave me your questions and comments and feedback. Yeah, so that's about it, guys. Thanks a lot for watching, and we'll see you next time.